Wow, we back. Live out your dreams. Like, comment, subscribe, and get at the kid. Now, this is back-to-back news. Former Trailblazers Ben McClemore is guilty of raping a woman at a team party, sentenced to 8 years in prison. Now, this is another guy. Just like Sebastian was good. Ben McClemore was nice coming out of college at Kansas. I like the kid. I actually thought he was gonna do something in the league. You know what I'm saying? But however, he got caught up at a team party. We're gonna read what's going on. I ain't really heard much about this, but I heard she was a snow bunny. And snow bunnies, athletes, they go together, but you can't get a rape charge. So you gotta have non-disclosure agreements, you gotta have cameras, and you gotta have permission. Let's read. Former Blazer Ben McClemore found guilty Thursday of raping a woman at a team party, capping an 11-day trial. The jury of 8 men, 4 women deliberated for about 10 hours. McClemore looked ahead as Circuit Judge Michael Wetzel read the decision aloud. Guilty on 1 count, each of first degree unlawful penetration, and second degree sexual abuse. McClemore, 32, faces a mandatory minimum of 8 years. And that's another thing, like I was telling y'all, bro. LeBron been in the league so long. People that came in the league 10 years after he came in and retired before he didn't retire. So that's how I know some other stuff going on. But back to McClemore. During a brief break before he was placed in cuffs, McClemore stood to hug his mother, who traveled from St. Louis, Missouri. McClemore had asked the court to be sentenced immediately, but the victim has the right to speak at the hearing and was not prepared to give a statement. The sentence is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. next Wednesday. One of the lawyers said the defense was surprised by the verdict, but we had a jury that worked incredibly hard and took it seriously. District attorney who prosecuted the case praised the woman for coming forward. She turned in remotely. She's been waiting 3 years for what's happening to her. She stayed the course. She really hasn't healed. She is still suffering from emotional trauma. Assaulted a woman who was 21 during an October 21st party at the home of Robert Covington, who also played for the Blazers. McClemore testified that he was heavily intoxicated at the time and that the woman initiated contact with him. The two did not know each other before the party and spoke only briefly to introduce themselves, according to testimony during the trial in Oregon. The woman lived in Vancouver. At the time, she attended college in Washington. She now lives in Texas and works for a cosmetic company. During closing arguments, Healy told juries the woman drank heavily before and during the party, at one point vomited into a toilet before passing out on a couch. The woman testified that she awoke to McClemore sexually assaulting her. She said she did not communicate during the assault, which said continue after she let her body slide off the couch. She said McClemore moved her back onto the couch and continued. He said she drifted into out of consciousness. She was physically helpless when he did this to her. Healy emphasized that McClemore was aware of woman's compromised state, telling the jury McClemore saw her vomiting, helped her out the restroom, and once on the couch put her fingers down her throat. Prosecution showed a photograph taken of the woman during the party that showed her hovering over a toilet. So he was complete total idea how unconscious and hammered she was. And doing all he could do is lift her dead weight to literally drag her from the bathroom. Healy highlighted McClemore's initial denial to police. He had sex with the woman, with his subsequent reversal calling McClemore counterwoman, starting to counter alternate reality defense. McClemore argued she initiated the contact. McClemore was drunk and aware the woman was incapacitated. She pointed to the text exchange between the woman's friends. One texted that she saw something happening between woman and McClemore and thought nothing of it. McClemore said women were drunk and neither were able to consent to encounter. This is the 21st century. Adult women like men have agency. They're not stuffed animals like men. They are grown adults who make choices. If 2 drunk people have sex and the man is drunk or more than drunk than woman, it doesn't have to be the man's fault. Healy told McClemore went to the kitchen and grabbed paper towels to clean up the woman and then took off, believing the entire time the woman he had sex with was unconscious. She never opened her eyes. McClemore acknowledged he left home quickly and blamed his hasty departure on flurry angry text messages from his wife, his then wife. Covington back McClemore account testifying that he saw a woman trying to arouse McClemore while the two were on a couch in his home. He said he then left the room. Covington testified he hosted what he called a kickback for his teammates that night, describing it as a space to have intimate camaraderie out the public eye. Guests took shots at Casamigos. Covington had played with McClemore with the Rockets before they was on the Blazers. McClemore played one season with the Blazers and is no longer in the NBA. He played professionally in Europe, China, and Turkey. Quinn Cook also testified 21 preseason roster before the team waived him. He plays in China. Cook served most as a character witness. He testified that he attended the party, didn't drink, and left early before the alleged assault took place. And like I said, bro, I heard the woman was a snow bunny in Oregon. It's not a good look. And now he done messed up his family. Now his mama had to fly all the way up there to Missouri. And Ben McClemore is a good player, bro. He was a good player. He could have done something, man. He's just 32 years old. He still should be in the NBA. But once the NBA done with you, they move you right on to the side, get you out the way. You just met the woman. Sometimes you got to do it the right way or not do it at all. And now he's going to have to do it the hard way. You got to do 8 years behind nothing. Because I know we ain't taking nobody at a party. We ain't doing all that. But once you know what I'm saying? Put yourself in a bad situation, man. Now you got to live with that. Now you got to live with that. Now you got to live with his father. I mean, his mother got to think about it. And it's a good player, bro. Good player. But it is what it is, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and y'all get at the kid. And make sure y'all live out y'all dream.